So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Granite Gear Virga 2. Now I did do a review on this particular pack a little over a year ago, and at that point in time I think I had maybe 600 miles on it, and I've put about another 800 miles on this pack since then, so I figured it was time to do a little update on it, and I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, so let's get started. So at 1 pound 4 ounces and a retail cost of $140, this pack is really hard to beat, especially for somebody who's wanting to lighten their pack and they don't have a big budget. Now, this particular pack is frameless, and if you want to see the specs on this pack, I will put a link to that video up on the screen here, and you can check that out. I'm not going to go into too many of the details here, but I am using this pack with a full-length ridge rest, and that is what makes up the frame. I have used a Z-type pad in this pack before, and the idea here is that you kind of unfold it and put it down in the pack right along the back side of it. So this is your frame. And I've kind of found that I like the cylinder design a little bit better. It kind of keeps stuff a little bit more protected, a little more insulated, and that's plenty of room. I can always expand or reduce the cylinder if need be as I use up my food, and I can snug it up with these tension straps on the side if I want to. There are tension straps on the bottom which I never use. It just makes it really difficult to get stuff in and out of the pocket. The pockets are stretchy, and when I've got the pack full, they're tight, so I've never had an issue with anything falling out of these pockets. They're actually a lot deeper than they look. They take up about, I'd say maybe the top part takes up about 1/3 of the pack. No need for those straps on the bottom in my case, and actually I've left them on there. I don't know why I haven't cut them off yet, because I'm just not using them. So there's really no wear and tear on this thing anywhere that there should be. The load lifters, no wear and tear there. There's no stitching coming undone anywhere on the pack. So it's very well made, very rugged. And I think I've mentioned before, I've had like 33.5 pounds in this pack before. It's only rated at like 20. So overloading this thing, yeah, there's no stress on any of the seams anywhere. Granite Gear makes rugged packs. That's all there is to it. I mean, their stuff is built to last. They've been around a long time. They know exactly what they're doing. So for an entry-level frameless pack, I think this is a pretty good choice. There really is not much wear and tear. The only wear and tear on this pack that I can even find is my own fault. It's these mesh pockets. There's a little bit of a tear right there, and that tear is my fault. I put my Sven saw down in there and kind of caught some of the fabric and tore it a bit. But that's my own negligence. I can certainly not blame that on the pack. And on that note, I've been pretty careless with this thing. I haven't babied it at all. I've thrown it in the back of pickup trucks, sat on it. When it's full, I like to sit on it as a seat every now and then. The one thing that has broke on this thing are the buckles. And I have no doubt it's because I was using it in very cold weather. I've replaced the buckles since. The hip buckle had broken, and I was able to rig it on trail, so it worked until I was able to replace it. And also a couple of the other buckles have broke. The other side of this buckle has snapped, but on trail, what I was able to do was just kind of loop that through like that and just tie it. Usually in a bow if I have enough slack. And it works. I'll replace the buckle eventually. But yeah, the buckles, freezing cold, any plastic is vulnerable to snapping in cold weather like that. So yeah, I don't blame Granite Gear one bit, and chances are they probably outsource the buckles anyway. So not their fault. It's a small minor detail. But that's really the biggest thing. I mean, other than it's a bit dirty, there's really nothing wrong with this pack at all. And like I said, I've put way more than its weight capacity in it. I've used it, I've abused it, and I've got to say, it rides excellent on my back. It's comfortable. It's a super comfortable pack. So those are the good things. The only bad thing, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a bad thing, but the only thing that I really don't like about this pack is it is not waterproof. Yeah, having this thing freeze up when it gets wet would not be good. So I do use a rain cover with this, as well as a pack liner. But that, again, is a minor detail. I can live with it, but it does add a little bit of extra weight. And that is one drawback. If this material does get wet, this is heavy Cordura here. If this material gets wet, it is going to increase in weight. So carrying the pack liner and the pack cover helps with that a little bit, but also by using both of those things, you're adding weight to the pack. But all in all, really tough pack. If anybody is thinking about getting into a frameless pack or going lighter, like I said, this is a great value for the price. It's hard to beat. You get a really quality product from a quality brand name. And that's about it. The Virga 2 is a simple pack, does what it's supposed to do, and it has served me well. I highly recommend it.